Mr. Somers, your opinion was just passed, the Committee of the Regions. Can you tell us something about your importance?
Yeah, the opinion talks about the role that local and regional governments can play in the de-radicalization process, in preventing people to get violently radicalized and also to reintegrate people who have been radicalized in the past. We believe that the local authorities are the right level to do that because they're very close to the citizens.
Can you tell us also how local and regional authorities are best equipped to tackle radicalization?
Because out of the knowledge we have at this moment, we know that there is no silver bullet to do it. So you need a lot of people to work together: parents, schools, youth clubs, social networks, and the local government can control that the best, can be the regisseur of that local network that can embrace people in a very early stage of radicalization. They can convince young people to follow other paths than a path of totalitarian thinking. So that can be the special role of local authorities in the battle against extremism.
Can you give us some examples from your city of Mechelen that were successful and that could maybe be replicated on the European level?
It's very difficult to replicate things, but my city is a very multicultural city, 120 nationalities, 20% Muslims, 1 out of 2 kids that are born in Mechelen have a foreign background, but nobody left to Syria. And it has to do with a very close social network we created. I give you an example. In a boxing club, when a teacher sees 2-3 of his students be having strange ideas, having sympathy for what's happening in the Middle East, at that moment he starts talking with them and he brings in people they trust, so they can convince those young guys to follow another direction in their life than do the stupidity of going to the Middle East and throw their lives away. Second example, in a youth club, some kids were having sympathy with ISIS and talking about it and asking questions, being frustrated about racism and discrimination in society. That youth club started a debate with them, an open debate. Why do you think like that? Why do you think it's a good solution? Aren't there other ways to do it? And they convinced them by reasoning that starting to go on a radical way, that's a bad thing. So they brought them back to our democracy, and that's the role local governments can play, to facilitate it, to encourage it, to specialize people on the field.